All right. Who'd you root for in baseball when you were growing up? The kid from Covina? Were you a Dodger fan?
No. I was a Mariner fan, but I didn't mind the Dodgers. You know, my dad was he likes the Yankees. Go figure. But I like watching. Wasn't much of an Angel fan, except I did want him to beat the Giants in that World Series. And when David Eckstein was there, you know, I had to root for him. But yeah, Mariner fan. There was no better team than Jay Buhner, Edgar Martinez, Tino Martinez, Ken Griff. You know, Dan Wilson behind the dish. You got the unit on the mound. I mean, what better baseball will you get to watch when you get to watch them? So they're a little rough now, but you know, I still root for them, and I still try to reach out now that Griffey's back. So yeah, I like the Mariners. I'm a big Mariner fan.
I thought maybe you'd say the Dodgers. And speaking of, Manny Ramirez was in town the other day, and you went out and purchased your Manny wig. I know you like to have fun, but it looked good on you. How long did you get to wear it? It probably was a little bit sweaty, but you had some fun with that Manny wig.
Absolutely. You know, Manny Ramirez comes out here. You get to watch him on TV. You know, Manny being Manny, he definitely knows how to have fun when he plays this game, and I think, you know, he's almost 40 years old, and I think football, it can make you feel old. Basketball, when you can't jump no more, it makes you feel old. But you know what? At 40, almost 40, the man can still hit, and he knows how to have fun out here. You never find Manny without a smile on his face. And I think, you know, Steve in the front said he had those Manny dreads, and I think I couldn't help putting it on. I wore him to shag balls and to run the bases, but you know me, when it came time to step in the cage, I had to take them off and put my game face on.
I know that you have family and friends that root you on. We talked about it earlier, the Southern California comfort zone, and they're local. But what does it mean, your dad's presence? He seems to root for you every play, every pitch, every swing. He's there, vicariously in a way. But how important is that for you?
You know, as much as when you don't appreciate it when you're younger, but I think as you get older and you understand that the joy of a father watching his son make his way through the things that maybe some of the things he couldn't experience when he was growing up, but it's real special to me. And I think, you know, no one gets more frustrated. You know, as long as we win, I don't mind. But you know, when in a loss or something, when you have a bad night and he's here, you kind of want to make sure, even though you could put him on the pass list and he gets a free ticket, you kind of want to play and make sure that everyone watching you got their money's worth when they're watching you play. And I figure that's something that he did. You know, he did for me growing up. He instilled that hustle. He instilled the type of player I am today in me. And I figure when I come out here and he's present, I definitely don't want to let him down.
You seem to have a great sense of history when you make mention of names like Ted Williams or Pete Rose and bring up names of players that you like. You mentioned Eckstein. Derek Jeter, I've read about, is someone who you like. What about someone in 2010 at the major league level, whether it's an outfielder or an infielder? Who do you pattern yourself after a little bit or see yourself in a similar role?
You know, that there's just so many players that you love to watch in the game today. And when I look across, I mean, it can't help but it still stays in the little guy. You got it, Jimmy Rollins. I love watching him play. You know, he can run, he can hit for power, he could play a great defense. He does all those things that, you know, a big man would do. He hits 30 home runs. You know, he's switch hitter. I can't switch hit, but I mean, I could, but it'd take me about a year or two. But, you know, he's a great player, and I love watching him play. And, you know, no one likes to represent their city more than him. And, you know, he takes pride in being a Philadelphia Philly. And I think, you know, some of those things. And same thing with Shane Victorino, you know, the Flying Hawaiian. I mean, he's a little guy. He has a strong arm. He makes great plays on defense, and he's, you know, a fighter at the plate. And I think some of those things are some of those that I look at today.
Before we finish up today, let's talk about a couple highlights as a professional for you. You've won a Northwest League batting title. You've been a league champion last year with Fort Wayne. What a great experience for the team. Are those a couple of the highlights for you, whether it's individually or team-wise, as you move on up the ladder?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it was good for me to experience that success in my first year. But, you know, I wanted to make the playoffs in short season. And hindsight, when the season was over, all I understood is that we didn't get to play in the playoffs, but all these accolades came in, and you know they're special. I appreciate them and the things that I've done, but I think it was nothing more special than getting to dogpile last year. You know, I went to Oregon State. I wanted to dogpile. I wanted to do all those things. I've never won anything in baseball before, only in football. And when Brock struck that final guy out, and I got to sprint in from right field and join my teammates in a dogpile on the mound, I don't think, you know, I mean, I think getting to the big leagues is great, but that exact moment and some of those things, sharing it with guys that you've been involved with, you know, for a year, put in that time all year, nothing's more special than that moment right there. And, you know, I think it can't be repeated unless I win a World Series.
I want to say congrats on the success. May you get that feeling one day at the major league level. And also with the Storm in 2010, here's to a dog pile down the road, my friend. Keep up the good work, and thanks for your time today.
Hey, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Daniel Robertson, check out his numbers and early success as a professional since 2008.